Oh, lots on my mind as we approach the end of the year. Here at Weill Cornell, because our fiscal year starts on July 1st, we're officially at this time of year just about halfway through our fiscal year. And I know that everybody here at Weill Cornell has been working hard to really try to make this the best place possible. There's been a lot of budget cuts over the course of the last 18 months, 2 years. And so what's on my mind is how hard the people of Weill Cornell are working. People have rolled up their sleeves to really try hard to help us balance the budget, think about where we're going. But at the same time, they've also rolled up their sleeves to do the hard work of strategic planning. And so what's on my mind is as we approach the halfway point of the fiscal year, which is corresponding to the holiday season, are the people of Weill Cornell. And what I'm hopeful for, and what's really on my mind, is that people can step back, think about all that's been accomplished, but think about the exciting things that we can do in 2026 and beyond. Catch your breath, enjoy some family time, enjoy some time with friends and colleagues in a less formal setting, and really think about what is it that you want to accomplish in 2026. Come back after the holiday season energized and focused on where we're going. What kind of things do we need to change in the culture in order to achieve the strategic vision for Weill Cornell Medicine is a great question. Probably, I don't know if it's so much change, but adapt or maybe focus the culture uh, in a teamwork oriented way. You've heard me talk on these videos before about the importance of teamwork in science and clinical medicine and education. And really, in order to achieve the strategic vision, we have to have it really focused on teamwork. Let me give you an example. With the recent purchase of 1334 York Avenue and beginning to think about how do we utilize that building to its maximal potential, not just for today, but for years to come, one of the key things that we've stressed to the departments who are putting in proposals for the building is that these proposals have to be multidisciplinary, multi-department. They have to think about all three missions, but in particular, they have to think about how do you incorporate research into clinical medicine? And that takes teams. So if there's one thing we really want the culture to be focused on this coming year, or maybe even the next several years, it's teamwork and multidisciplinary collaboration. What do I look for as we're recruiting new leaders is a really deep question because leadership is critical to the advancement of all of our missions at Weill Cornell Medicine. You know, one of the things that was explained to me years ago by colleagues on the West Coast when we were opening up a search for one of our division chiefs, they said, Bob, you can recruit roses and you can recruit gardeners. For a leadership position, you'd like to recruit a gardener. What do you mean by that? Well, a rose wants the resources for themselves, and that's okay sometimes. The rose wants the sunlight, the fertilizer, the water. The gardener takes care of the roses. And so what you'd like to do is recruit somebody who really is thinking about other people, who is really thinking about how do you bring people together in a way so that all can succeed. Maybe the best way to think about it is you'd like to recruit a gardener who has experience with being a rose. Leaders are often asked by students, by trainees, residents, fellows, junior faculty members, could somebody shadow them? That can take place in the clinical environment, in the research environment. It can take place in the administrative environment. What I tell people who are asking a leader if they can shadow them is, what are you hoping to get out of this? Is this to really do a deep dive into what does that person do? I'm a cardiologist. So people sometimes like to shadow me to understand, what does a cardiologist do? What are the kind of patients that you see? How do you go about the act of getting a history from a patient? What kind of tests do you order? How do you think about a clinical problem in cardiology? What I would suggest is that you do your homework before you ask somebody if you can shadow them. What is it that you really want to learn? Is it about their clinical life? Is it about the patients? Is it about decision making? Or in the case of asking a leader if you can shadow them, what do you want to learn? Sometimes people want to shadow so that they can get a letter of recommendation. That's okay. But really, the best way to think about shadowing somebody is ask yourself the question, what is it that I would like to learn over the course of hours to days to weeks of shadowing someone in their practice, in their administrative work, in their laboratory? Don't do it without having done your homework. I always say that during the undergraduate years, get an education. There's time for training later. Medical school, yes, it is an education, but it's largely about training to become a doctor and really work in the healthcare environment or in the science environment. What you want to do as an undergrad, I think, is explore the world, open up your mind, take classes that you might not have otherwise taken. I was an English literature major. I took, in addition to the science classes, I took all sorts of literature classes, drama, Greek literature, Greek theater. I took theater courses, art courses, music courses. I had a well-rounded liberal arts education. I think that a liberal arts education is still a great background for medical school. It teaches you a lot. It teaches you how to consume information. It teaches you how to write, how to communicate, such critically important tasks for what doctors are ultimately going to do. Don't worry about all the science that you might take as an undergraduate. If you love science, take those courses. But if you're really thinking about how will your life be enriched as a scientist or as a medical doctor, take liberal arts courses, take the humanities, take music, take theater, and enjoy the college experience. I just had a big birthday recently. I recently turned 65 years old, so I'm now Medicare eligible. But yet I don't feel 65 years old. My birthday wish, which made me feel even younger, was to spend time with as many family members as possible. And because my birthday this year followed Thanksgiving very closely, I was able to see three of our four daughters and all six of the grandchildren. I can't imagine a better birthday wish.